as far as finding the right housing for your horse, it really determines on what you want to do with your horse. Horses are cold-natured animals, so they take the elements pretty good as far as the cold. So if you're just going to have a trail riding horse and you have some land and you want to, put up a run-in shed in a paddock, that might suffice. But also to have the availability to get them out of severe weather elements into a barn is extremely important. Is your piece of land, conducive to having a barn built or having a barn on it? And is that something that you want? That's another expense that needs to be, thought of, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think horses are extremely adaptable, no doubt. It just depends on what your personal desires are. Now, I utilize my horses here and I keep them housed in a barn, which is where we're in right now, and I keep them blanketed, but I also keep them clipped so they can dissipate heat and not, have a bunch of sweat on them, and they cool off much, much quicker. They clean up a lot better that way too. And also when I take them on the road, I don't have to worry about them, basically getting too hot or something of this nature. So, everybody's different. Now, I go to several places where guys don't clip and don't blanket and they leave them outside, and they do just fine. The horses are very adaptable. So you just have to take into consideration what your personal desires are and what is your horse can to adapt to. So.
Exactly. Plus, in a barn, it needs to be functional. You have to have the proper stalls and gates to have a horse confined. Probably no less than a 12 by 12 stall. A wash track would be, preferable. An office to store your tack or a tack room of some kind. So it's not just a square box for a horse. There's other things, that have to house your equipment. You got to be able to clean your horse. You got to be able to store hay and feed. So it's not just all about a stall.